It's been a year since I put any new money into this market. I've just been hodling my ass off. But it's down a lot. I thought, maybe I'd take a look. Maybe it's time to put new money in. So I did a little research. I'm going to take you through my thought process here. The first thing I was excited to look at is WAX, Worldwide Asset Exchange, I believe. I didn't write that down. I hope that's right. WAX is a system to allow people to trade in video game assets with each other. So if you own some magical sword from whatever game, you can go to the WAX exchange, get one of their tokens, attach it to their token, which allows you then to trade the ownership of that sword with somebody else. I think that's how it works. That sounds cool and exciting because the video game market and assets in video games and skins is huge. It's a huge market. So this then would be a huge, has the potential to be a very big exchange. So that's great. That's really cool. If I owned assets in a video game, I would certainly want to check it out. Maybe a way to gain liquidity with my assets. But as a token investor, I'm not sure how this works out for me. There's a ton of tokens. These tokens, they're utility tokens because you need it. If you like, as I said, if you own that sword, you need to go to the exchange and buy one of those tokens to exchange it. But they don't want the price of that WAX token to be $1,000 because then it costs $1,000 to do every trade, right? They want it to be pennies, and right now it's 0.000 something, so it's very cheap. Maybe it has room to go up without ruining the exchange, but still, they're not trying to be a store of value. They're not even. I don't know that anybody really cares that the value of the token has really any value beyond the fact that it is a utility, right? So, listen, I haven't researched super deeply in this, and some of these I'm going to talk about. If you know more than me, as usual, tell me I'm an idiot, I'm so stupid, I don't know. And then, let me know what you know, and maybe there's a different scenario in here. But I wasn't confident that this token, the WAX token, although I love the WAX, and I love the idea, and I think it's going to be big, I'm not sure that the token will have any value. So I moved on. Next, I wanted to check out ZepplinOS. Another thing, heard great things about it. Looks cool. Went to their website, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. Zeppelin is an operating system that runs on top of Ethereum. It's like a platform that makes it easier to build certain applications on top of Ethereum. Talked about some of the people using, or they have information, some of the people using ZepplinOS I thought was cool. Storj, which if you watch me, I kind of think that's a cool project. Decentraland, which, by the way, Decentraland, that's another one that I thought, it looks like another thing, it might be kind of successful, but Decentraland, I was involved with the Second Life. I don't know if you know about Second Life virtual world. I thought that might be cool, and years ago got on there. We were developing things with my e-commerce business, and it's just like what I realized is I don't like living in virtual worlds. It's not for me. It's not fun. People love it. Some people love it. You know what I mean? It's not for me, and I can't. It's hard for me to know, oh, this is going to work, or oh, this is really good. When even if it's good, I don't like it. You know what I mean? I can't evaluate it. Right, I can tell. Oh, a store, the checkout process is optimized and it's good. Like I know, I can judge that. Decentraland, I can't judge it, so I avoid it. But it looks like smart people, and if a virtual world is going to work, maybe it's Decentraland. But again, I'm not going to invest in it for that reason. But I was happy to see that they're using this ZepplinOS. OpenBazaar has been around for a while. There were others. So it looks like this software is useful. And also, I heard Storj talking about how, when they're talking about how, they have the farmers, Storj is the storage, decentralized storage company, and if you are a farmer, which means you're donating your hard drive to the Storj network, then you get paid in the Storj coin every however often they make the payments. And I've heard Storj talking about, it's not that easy. And a big part of the project is figuring out, okay, how much did you store? How did you do? What's the payout? How much do we owe you? And then we got to send those tokens. And that, just the payment process, is a big application. And I think they're using this ZepplinOS to do it. And so I see that there's value in this ZepplinOS. And again, Storj was a real company actually using it to make real payments. Assuming that Storj is using ZepplinOS for that, then I think I get it. Again, I'm looking at Zeppelin. Looks good. But again, it comes down to, well, but can I make money, right? What is the token? And it was hard to understand. They didn't have a ton about the token. And, I look at the white paper for Wax. I saw about, you can learn a lot. Usually the white paper is a good place to look. And there just wasn't much about what is the value of the token. They're not, again, they're not pushing, oh, this token, this is a store of value or anything great about the token. And then I came to my old thing. If you used to watch my videos, I used to say a lot in a lot of the videos, all roads lead to Ethereum. And this is another one. Well, okay, ZepplinOS is great. If it's great, it's something that's great on top of Ethereum. All roads lead to Ethereum. Why don't I just buy more Ethereum then, right? If this thing is going to be great, it makes Ethereum more valuable, maybe I should just buy more Ethereum. And that's sort of also, just I don't know if this is the exact order of my research, but then I also started thinking, well, maybe I should get more Ethereum. And then I'm like, well, Ethereum doesn't have any major, viral applications yet. I don't see them any major viral applications coming anytime soon. This Augur looks slow right now and not much happening. And so I love Ethereum. I love it in the long run, but the scaling and the applications, they're not really here yet. I think they're going to come, but so I don't want to put more money into it. I like putting money into things that are about to launch something. Right before and then after it launches and it works, that's the best time. Which led me to my next. Well, maybe I should put more money into Storj. I put a teeny bit in. I've said I like it. Maybe now is time to get in. So I did a little more research there. Again, a similar story for me. It's like, okay, I like Storj. And again, I hope I'm not just wrong on this analysis, right? So if you think I'm wrong here, please let me know what your thoughts are. But Storj, again, I like the business model. People who have just a hard drive, nothing going on in their hard drive, can rent it out to store shards of encrypted information on their hard drive, and you can make money doing that. If I was an entrepreneur looking for income, I might want to get in on that. They're relaunching, so Storj is up. They built the system, super popular, got tons of people storing and using and renting out hard drives, and they had to rewrite the whole thing. And I don't know that they had to. It's normal that as things grow, you upgrade and they learn. Anyways, they're launching the new Storj platform, and it looks like it's going on schedule. The team at Storj is great, and this thing is launching in a month or two. So again, I'm like, okay, so this is really cool. I think it looks like it's going to grow. They got a big announcement coming at the end of August. But then again, I come to, well, what's the value of the token? So again, if I had a hard drive and I wanted to rent it out, or if I could get equity in the Storj company, I like both those things. But what about the token? And in the white paper, they're just like, what we use for payment doesn't matter. We could pay people in Bitcoin. We could pay them by ACH. We've chosen to pay them in Storj coin right now because it's easier for us to build this payment processing system. So that's, first of all, it's like, so this business is not about the coin, right? The token doesn't make the whole thing function. The token is just what they use to pay the farmers. So if you love the Storj business, doesn't mean you love the token, right? Now, it is part of it right now. And they can't have a token that has sort of shitty value or no value, because the farmers are going to be paid in it. So it has to have value. It has to hold its value. Otherwise, the people who get paid in it are not going to want to get paid in it, and it's not going to work. So it has some value, but at the same time, I think it is wrong for me to translate my love for Storj as a business idea into the token being awesome. Maybe it is, maybe it will be, but I don't know, and I don't see that, and I just like, so I'm like, okay, I got a teeny bit of Storj, I'll just hodl it. And to be honest with you, if this thing, the announcements in August, come out and the storage goes way up, I might sell it. I mean, we'll see what's going on, but I just sort of, although the more I read about Storj, the more I like them, I'm not sure I love the token that much. I hope I'm not getting too, what do you call it? I get very negative on these things. A very critical eye. Sometimes too critical. You know what I'm saying? So, let me know. Okay. OMG also, I thought, well, what about that? But the reality, OMG, I believe, in the long run, 5 years, I don't know how many, you're going to have on your phone, maybe you have assets and you store them offline and you store them somewhere safe. But your wallet is your phone, and in your phone, it's the whatever you may want to send, and you may have, a little Google stock, you may have a little of your Storj coin that you earned, you may have some Ethereum, you may have a little Bitcoin, and you have it all on your phone, and you go to Whole Foods, turns out they like dollars, so you go and you say, oh, $20, okay, you know what, sell $10 of the Google, and we'll take, $10 from my Bitcoin, and pay at Whole Foods, send it, it's all immediately converted, and Whole Foods gets their dollars. At no transaction fee. I think that's the long run. And I think OMG is building something that will do that. I think others are also building it, but OMG, they're pretty smart people. They'll probably do a decent job. They're focused in Southeast Asia. I don't know that out of the gate, one company's going to have 100% market share. So there may be several players, and I think the market's big enough for that. I think OMG it looks cool there. But again, when is that launching? I mean, I don't even think that something like that. You're talking years. Just their exchange launching, which doesn't mean it's connected to the wallet, doesn't mean that it can communicate with stores like Whole Foods, as my example, or even McDonald's they have a partnership with. When are you going to be able to go in McDonald's and do that? Years away. So I'm not putting new money into OMG. Then I thought, okay, what about EOS? It launched. Looks decentralized. Looks like it's working. They got money behind it. Do I put money in that? So here's the thing. I don't think EOS now is going away. Doesn't look like it's going to fail. And if it is going to fail, that'll be in my videos in a year or two when I start to see, okay, it looks like there's problems. For now, it's, they're going to develop. They're in the same boat as Ethereum. We need to see valuable mass market applications working on this platform. As far as an infrastructure play, EOS is one. Obviously, Ethereum is one. And I like, this Cosmos is coming. I think that's another. Cosmos is another one going at it in a different way. What I like is, one reason I don't like Cardano is it's sort of like Ethereum. That's a whole, I want to do another video on Ethereum versus Cardano. That might be coming. But anyways, I think these, I don't like a Me Too versus Ethereum, as opposed to EOS is a very different structure, and Cosmos will be. And it's really early. It's hard to see who could win. Maybe they were all sort of winners. They split up the market. Now, who knows? I don't know. But I know I like Ethereum, and I'm going to hold it. Do I want to now also own EOS? And this part of this is me, in that, well, now I got to get on a new it's a new blockchain. I got to figure out a new way to store it safely. And now I'm supposed to do voting. I got to research that. And I don't understand what's going on with they're trading RAM and all these other things. And what is the value of the token? I understand the value of the token in Ethereum. I don't really with EOS. Maybe this is going to be another one of these. EOS is awesome, but the token doesn't have value. My guess is that's not the case. I think if EOS is great, the token will have value. They're going to have staking with it. But I'm just like, I don't want to do it. It's not for me. It's not even because I think it's not going to do well. My lifestyle, it's like, it's too much work for me. I don't know. And I've got and I don't see it being an Ethereum killer. Certainly not at this point. If I see that coming, I would certainly make moves. At this point, it looks like, okay, so they're there, Ethereum's there, maybe there'll be another one. But I don't see Ethereum going away by any means, so I'm happy holding my Ethereum. I'm in the DApp investment game. I'm in the the DApp game, so I was like, I'm not going to buy EOS either. So my idea of putting new money in is fading quickly, right? So then I thought, well, Stellar, and I love Stellar, but I look at my thing, you know, what do I advise people? 50% Bitcoin, 30% Stellar, 20% Ethereum. I'm already a little over in my Stellar, over the 30%. And I love it, but I'm like, well, I don't want to put more money in. I got a lot in it. I'm already in. I'm fully vested. And it leaves what? Bitcoin. Which I realized, what do I tell people? Someone says, what should I say? Just right now, just buy Bitcoin. That's my advice to anybody. And I said, why am I not taking my own advice? Maybe I should just buy more Bitcoin. And the funny thing is, I'm a tiny bit under 50% in my portfolio. Maybe I should throw a little in, buy more Bitcoin. But then the reality is, I think I might be buying a house in a couple months. I think I'm going to be buying a Tesla car in a couple months. Maybe I should just save my cash, right? And when it comes to Bitcoin, yeah, okay, theoretically I could buy a little more. Probably is a decent investment, but at the same time, hey, maybe not, and I need cash, I think, in a couple months here, buying a house and a car. So guess what? After all that research, I decided I'm not going to do a goddamn thing. I'm just hodling more. You know, I got a big, for me, big position in Bitcoin, Stellar, and Ethereum. My 50%, 30% Stellar, 50% Bitcoin, 30% Stellar, 20% Ethereum. About that. And I'm holding. I'm not buying anything else. So there you go. Thank you.